The arena pulses with raw energy, a cauldron of noise and anticipation as the lights dim to a dramatic glow. The octagon looms in the center, a stark, caged battlefield where DITCHEVA and SUMIKO INABA are set to collide in a clash of styles and wills. The announcer's voice cuts through the crowd's roar, a deep, resonant boom that electrifies the air. First to emerge is DITCHEVA, the undefeated striker from Manchester, England, at 5 feet 8, with a perfect 10-0 record. She's a force of precision and power, her Muay Thai pedigree evident in every step. Her blonde braid swings as she walks, her red gloves catching the spotlight. Her eyes fixed ahead with a predator's focus. The crowd erupts, chanting her name, sensing her as the favorite, a fighter who's been carving through opponents with clinical efficiency. She enters the cage, bouncing lightly, shadowboxing in her corner, her movements fluid, her demeanor unshakably calm. SUMIKO INABA follows, her entrance quieter but no less intense. The 5 feet 4 inches Hawaiian, with a 6-1 record, carries the aura of a grappler who's honed her craft in jiu-jitsu dojos but has added a dangerous striking edge. Her dark hair is pulled tight, her black gloves gleaming, her eyes scanning the crowd with a serene intensity. Her lone loss is a distant motivator, fuel for her hunger to upset the rising star across from her. The crowd's response is split. Some cheer her underdog spirit. Others underestimate her against DITCHEVA's hype. She steps into the octagon, rolling her shoulders, cracking her neck, and exchanging a nod with her corner, absorbing their final instructions. The air is thick with tension, the kind that only comes when the fighters know what's at stake. The referee, a grizzled veteran with a commanding presence, calls them to the center. His voice is firm, laying out the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Obey his commands. Keep it clean. DITCHEVA and INABA lock eyes briefly, a flicker of mutual respect passing between them. No words, no theatrics, just two warriors ready to test their limits. They touch gloves, a quick tap, then retreat to their corners. The bell rings, and the arena falls into a hushed anticipation, the crowd leaning forward, ready for the storm. Round 1 opens with cautious movement. DITCHEVA uses her height and reach, circling to her left, her lead leg snapping out in sharp teep kicks to measure INABA's distance. INABA, compact and coiled, bobs her head, feinting forward, looking to close the gap and bring her grappling into play. DITCHEVA's jab is her first weapon, a crisp, straight shot that tests INABA's guard. INABA counters with a low kick, targeting DITCHEVA's lead thigh, but it's absorbed with a subtle shift. The crowd murmurs, sensing the technical chess match unfolding. DITCHEVA's footwork is a thing of beauty, her angles precise as she pivots away from INABA's attempts to rush. A minute in, INABA shoots for a single leg takedown, her arms wrapping around DITCHEVA's thigh. But DITCHEVA's sprawl is textbook, her hips heavy, forcing INABA to abandon the attempt. They reset, and DITCHEVA lands a clean 1-2, the right hand grazing INABA's cheek. INABA doesn't blink, pressing forward with a jab of her own, catching DITCHEVA's chest, but lacking the power to disrupt her rhythm. The pace accelerates. DITCHEVA throws a high kick, her shin arcing toward INABA's head. But INABA ducks under, closing the distance and clinching. She drives DITCHEVA against the cage, her shoulder pressing into DITCHEVA's midsection, hunting for a trip. DITCHEVA's balance is unshakable. She pummels for underhooks, breaking INABA's posture and spinning out of danger. As they separate, DITCHEVA lands a knee to INABA's midsection, drawing a slight wince. The crowd roars, feeding off DITCHEVA's control. INABA, undeterred, fires back with a looping overhand right, but DITCHEVA slips it, countering with a thudding body kick to INABA's ribs. The round's final minute sees DITCHEVA in her element, stringing together combinations of jab, cross, low kick that keep INABA on the defensive. INABA tries another takedown, diving low, but DITCHEVA's sprawl shuts it down again. The bell sounds and both fighters return to their corners, breathing steady, eyes still locked across the cage. INABA's corner is a flurry of activity, urging her to up the pressure, to mix feints with her takedowns to catch DITCHEVA off guard. DITCHEVA's coach, calm and calculated, emphasizes range management, telling her to keep picking INABA apart with her striking. Round 2 begins with INABA more aggressive, her footwork sharper as she cuts angles, trying to trap DITCHEVA against the cage. She fakes a jab, then shoots for a double leg. But DITCHEVA's reaction is lightning fast. She steps back, angles out, and lands a stinging right hand that snaps INABA's head back. The crowd gasps. INABA shakes it off, her toughness undeniable, and responds with a low kick that catches DITCHEVA's thigh, forcing a brief wobble. Sensing an opening, INABA rushes forward with a flurry of punches, but DITCHEVA's head movement is slick, weaving through the barrage and landing a crisp uppercut that halts INABA's momentum. The fight settles into a rhythm, a classic striker versus grappler duel. DITCHEVA's range control is masterful, her teeps and jabs keeping INABA at bay. But INABA's tenacity is relentless. She catches a body kick from DITCHEVA, using it to drive her back to the cage, where she lands a short elbow in the clinch. DITCHEVA, unfazed, reverses position, her knees finding INABA's thighs in a punishing exchange. They break, and DITCHEVA unleashes a combination, a head kick followed by a straight right that rocks INABA. The Hawaiian stumbles but recovers, her guard high, absorbing another low kick. INABA's corner shouts for a takedown, and she obliges, faking high and shooting low. This time, she gets deeper, her arms locking around DITCHEVA's waist, but DITCHEVA's sprawl is too strong. She punishes INABA with a knee to the chest before they separate. The round ends with DITCHEVA landing a spinning back kick to INABA's midsection, a highlight reel moment that sends the crowd into a frenzy. Between rounds, INABA's corner is urgent, telling her she's likely down and needs to make it a dogfight to drag DITCHEVA into her world. DITCHEVA's team, confident but cautious, reminds her to stay disciplined to avoid getting sloppy. Round 3 opens with INABA charging forward, her hands low, daring DITCHEVA to engage. DITCHEVA obliges, landing a crisp jab cross that stops INABA in her tracks. INABA, undeterred, throws a wild overhand, missing but using the momentum to clinch. She pulls guard, trying to drag DITCHEVA to the mat, but DITCHEVA stays upright, stacking INABA and landing short punches to her ribs. The referee watches closely as INABA works for a sweep, her legs active. But DITCHEVA's base is rock solid. She stands, forcing INABA to scramble back to her feet. The final 2 minutes are a war. INABA, knowing she needs a finish, throws caution to the wind, swinging heavy hooks that DITCHEVA narrowly avoids. DITCHEVA counters with precision, her strikes landing cleaner, a check hook here, a body shot there. INABA's face shows the wear of the fight, a small cut under her eye trickling blood. But her spirit is unbroken. She shoots again, this time catching DITCHEVA off balance, dragging her to the mat for the first time. The crowd erupts as INABA works from half guard, hunting for an armbar. DITCHEVA, calm under pressure, postures up, breaking INABA's grip and standing. INABA follows, but DITCHEVA meets her with a vicious elbow that widens the cut. Blood flows freely now, but INABA presses on, landing a solid right hand that catches DITCHEVA flush. The final seconds are a blur, both women trading blows, neither backing down. The bell ringing as the crowd leaps to its feet. The fighters return to their corners, exhausted but composed, awaiting a decision. The announcer takes the mic. The scorecards are read: 29-28, 29-28, 30-27 for Dakota DITCHEVA. The crowd roars, some boo, but the respect between the fighters is palpable as they embrace, exchanging quiet words of admiration. DITCHEVA's hand is raised, her undefeated streak intact, while INABA, bloodied but unbowed, nods to her team, already planning her comeback. The arena begins to empty, but the intensity of the fight lingers, a testament to skill, heart, and the raw essence of combat. Post-fight, the analysts break it down. DITCHEVA's technical brilliance is the story, her ability to neutralize INABA's grappling, while landing cleaner, more damaging strikes. INABA's toughness earns praise, her willingness to march through fire to make it a fight noted by all. Social media explodes. Clips of DITCHEVA's spinning back kick and INABA's late takedown going viral. Fans debating the scorecards, some arguing INABA deserved a round. DITCHEVA's stock soars, her name now firmly in the title conversation. while INABA's performance cements her as a dangerous contender, never to be overlooked. The broadcast shifts to interviews. DITCHEVA calm and articulate, thanking her team and acknowledging INABA's grit. INABA, her face cleaned but still marked, speaks of lessons learned. Her eyes already set on the next fight. The night fades, but the story of DITCHEVA and INABA endures. Their clash is more than a fight, it's a narrative of growth, of two women pushing each other to the edge, exposing strengths and flaws in equal measure. DITCHEVA's precision and INABA's heart create a perfect storm. A fight